I think more than ever, people are realizing how important like taking a little mental vacay is. Like really
Mm,
getting away from it all. Wow, I didn't realize I hadn't taken a vacation in so long. How much I needed a vacation, and of course, at a time when it's very tough to take a vacation, brutal. Ended up
yes.
taking a road trip with my son. It was one of the greatest things I could have done, and you at home can do the same.
That's right. Dr. Mike Dow joins us now. He's a brain health expert and New York Times bestselling author as well. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm giggling at the beginning there because truly Sean needed a vacation so badly. I mean, to be honest, I did too. And it's amazing what you can do with just a couple days, how you can restore kind of your old health and your
Yeah.
sense of self. My goodness. Is that what you're seeing right now, doctor? Tell us.
Absolutely. So I'm seeing more brain fog, more depression. So, Sean, that thing that you're experiencing, that foggy brain, we're seeing that when you can't get out of your home. Your home is now your office and your boardroom and your gym. So, people are feeling cooped up, they're feeling depressed and anxious. Americans are 3 times more depressed and anxious from 2019, probably not surprising.
Yeah.
But I think what is surprising is that 60% of Americans have not taken a single vacation day since the start of the pandemic. So it's no wonder all of us are feeling so cooped up right now.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. That's a tough spot to
Mhm.
be. And I see, some people they feel like the pressure and they're like, well, if I take a day off and everyone's working really hard. But that's always been the case in America. We don't take our vacation days the way we should. We don't get out and
Yeah.
actually relax. We're constantly
Yeah.
working to the bone. So what I mean, obviously I think there's a passion for travel there and I think it's being resparked by this, but this can have a really good benefit to our mental health as well, can it?
Absolutely. So, one of the most interesting findings, I partnered with Hotwire to do some research. We asked 1,000 American adults how they were feeling about traveling this summer in light of the pandemic. And I think the most surprising thing is that 72% are still interested in traveling. But I think what
Mhm.
fascinated me more as a brain health expert was that we asked them, what are the perceived benefits? When you take a quickie getaway, 2, 3 nights somewhere to a drivable destination, what happens to you? Like, what are the good parts of that? And they said that number one, it was a mental recharge. Number two, less stress. And number three, better mood. I think all of us in America could use
Mhm.
those three things right now. And it was fascinating that all three top benefits were mental health benefits. And that's vital because there's not just a
Mhm.
COVID curve in this country, there's also a mental health curve because of
Right.
that anxiety, depression, and
Oh,
feeling isolated.
honestly, that comment is profound. It really is affecting people on a mental and emotional level. It's just really incredible. And those three things you mentioned, boy, I could use those three things about now. That sounds really nice. I want to take a trip, doctor. I've been wanting to see my mom this whole pandemic. Honestly, I'm just craving home, but I'm really concerned about being safe. Do you have
Yeah.
any thoughts?
I do. So focus on the things that you can control, not the things that are out of your control. I also want to see my mom who lives in Henderson, Nevada. So we're taking a little quickie getaway
Ah,
together to Palm Springs, California, and that's going to be fantastic. And, listen, we know in our research that 89% of Americans are taking precautions. So some of the things that you can do on Hotwire, you can see all the safety badges that hotels have earned. So, are they enforcing a gap stay between guests?
Mhm.
Is there plexiglass
mm,
installed? That can really help people to focus again on those things that they can control. Packing your mask, social distancing, obviously. But some of those that research piece, that looking at the hotel website, looking even on Hotwire to see those safety badges, it can really give people this sense of, what, I'm actually going to be okay. Because family, to me at least, is just so important, and our mental health is important too. So it's really about balancing your physical health with your mental health.
Yeah, no question about it.
mm.
There's some things I know that we need to keep in mind before we book a trip. I mean, my wife and I were thinking about doing a road trip back to Boston for an extended stay. And something you don't really remember is that some of these states are requiring you to quarantine for 14 days if you're going to visit from
That's
Vegas.
right. Which is why I'm really urging people to focus on these quickie getaways, these short, drivable destinations. So I live in LA right now. I just got back from a quickie getaway to I'm sorry, to Santa Barbara. I took one to Palm Springs about a month ago, one to Santa Barbara, and the interesting thing is that usually the further out you book, the more you can save. But right now, what we're
Mhm.
seeing is more and more Americans are booking last minute. And that's great for a couple of reasons. Number one, if things do change 1 or 3 or 6 months down the road, you're not going to have to worry about canceling things. And the other really great tip that I have for people, when you book a hot rate on Hotwire, the very best deals are usually found when you book the week of your trip. So in a lot of ways, procrastination is actually rewarded. And I
Yeah.
can tell you that we saved 46% on our 5-star hotel in Palm Springs and 36% on our 2-night stay in Santa Barbara. So using Hotwire, we have saved over 5 nights, $1,000, which is fantastic.
Very nice. There we
Oh,
go. And
I'm
getting
so
away.
excited you're
Oh,
going to Palm Springs. It's one of my favorite
Uh,
places to go.
it's
And
magic.
actually, I love to hear that procrastination is actually coming in handy right now. So, right now, doctor, I'm dying to get out of here because it's still 110 here and I can't take it.
Yeah.
So, you're saying there's actually an advantage. People can still book trips at the end of the summer because there's some great deals happening last minute.
Yeah, we know that there are some incredible deals. One of the good parts, the silver lining of a lot of these hotels not being filled with conventions and things like that is you can get some fantastic deals. And part of our research also said that most Americans say that it's just not summer without a vacation.
yeah.
So I certainly share that sentiment. And if you're in that boat too, and if you're feeling exhausted and the kids are about to start school and you have to do this hybrid online, in person, or pod learning, it's like, I just need a little bit of a break. It's not too late because Labor Day is approaching soon. And it's really a great time to really sort of eke the last joy and stress relief out of this summer.
2020, the return of the road trip. It's great having you, Doctor. Thanks for joining us.
You
Thank
too. Thanks so
you.
much for having me.
All right. Hey, hit the road and take a trip of your own. Go to hotwire.com.
Mm.
Book yours now. Hotwire, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.